right, if everybody else will. What we're going to do is, in order to set a good example, instead of being hovering around the podium like we often do, we'll call them up one at a time just to kind of show the importance. And we appreciate you being here very much. In order to show the importance of social distancing, we will call people up one at a time. I'm Sheriff Steve Prater. I'm the Sheriff and the Director of Homeland Security, and that kind of makes me the MC. But what everybody here is got a huge responsibility, and they will come up and talk about what they have under their purview, just like I will do very briefly right now. I think the main thing that I want to stress is that how serious we all take this. You all take it, and you're doing a great job as a media to get the message out about such things as washing hands, social distancing, and all of that we keep hearing. But we got to keep saying it, because if we can tell one person and it changes, then that might make all the difference. We got like one piece of information I saw earlier. It talked about we need to be calm, yet we can't be cavalier about this. We've got to take this as a new way of life for us, in the way that we treat each other, and in the way that our hygiene as far as washing hands, etc. Everyone here has been affected by this. Everyone that's watching this, everybody here or that's watching it has been not only affected but been inconvenienced, and it's not over yet. But as leadership, what we all have to do, you'll see in a moment, you'll see the mayor and the school system, the judge, and others that come up here. Leadership is making decisions on the amount of information that you have. None of us are scientists, except Dr. White would be considered a scientist or a doctor. We just have to make leadership decisions in trying to do the best we can do with the information we have to keep people safe. And that's important. So if you don't agree with something that we're going to say, or a decision that we make about closing this or changing this pattern, we respect your right not to agree. But please understand, we're doing what we think is best for the safety of the citizens that elected us. And so I would rather, at the end of the day, I would rather people say that we overreacted rather than underreacted, and that people died because of decisions we made. This virus is not something that's going to kill us all, okay? But it might overwhelm our medical abilities, and that's the reason that we have to take this so seriously. But you all know that, but I just wanted to reemphasize that and to tell you as a start to this news conference. As far as the Caddo Parish Sheriff's Office goes, I'll go over a list of a few things that we're doing to change. Now, all of the agencies here have websites. We have Facebook pages. We have information on there about the virus, information about the way that we serve. Now, things are fluid. We may say that something is closed and we're able to open it back up half a day, or vice versa. But one thing you can be sure of, one thing you can rest assured of in Caddo Parish and in Shreveport, that the police, the sheriffs, the fire department, the folks that you count on in the worst case scenario, we are there for you as strong or stronger than we've ever been, and will continue to be, no matter what the state of this virus puts us in. All right. The substations throughout Caddo Parish are closed to the public, but they are occupied. We just are going to limit traffic. If you need a crash report, you can go online to get that crash report. The same thing with paying your taxes, paying fines. Go online and do that if you can. However, the courthouse is open. There's going to be only one way into the courthouse, and that is going to be through the basement. And there will be a questionnaire that you'll have to at least look at and acknowledge and answer. And so that's going to be a little bit of a change there. But the courthouse is open, but we'd prefer you pay your taxes online. The fingerprinting and community programs, those type services that you would expect, that are not essential, those type programs are suspended at present. We will get them back and running as soon as we can, but we're able to use the personnel that would be normally doing non-essential things in an essential way. We're also going to be handling a lot of the criminal court matters because of the Caddo Parish Commission and the Caddo Parish Sheriff's Office and the judges of the Caddo District Court. We have all agreed and been working hard to get all of the criminal courtrooms up and running, video conferencing, where a prisoner will be at CCC and the attorney will be with the judge in a courtroom, and that we can do it without a lot of transportation issues, and nobody's rights will be affected. Everything will go on just like it did. So we're working hard to get that up and running by this week. We already have some capabilities that we're using. And Judge Brady O'Callahan will come up in just a moment, and he will tell us some other changes with the Caddo District Courts. But right now, before Judge O'Callahan comes up, I'd like to invite the mayor to come up and talk about the many things that the city's changing and the many things that the city is doing to help the citizens of the city. So, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Sheriff, for your remarks and for being our master of ceremony today and his leadership as the Homeland Security lead for our area. I also want to thank the media before I begin my remarks. As usual, you all have been extremely responsive to this and allow us to push our messaging out to our community so that they can remain educated and informed during this time of emergency. As we many of us just saw, Governor John Bel Edwards concluded his own press conference. And I would like to reiterate the guidance, some of the guidance that he gave. 2 big points. The state of Louisiana is following CDC guidelines and further limiting gatherings to fewer than 50 people. Fewer than 50 people. As far as the city of Shreveport, we have made a number of changes in response to the threat posed to our community by COVID-19. We are focused on maintaining city services during this public health crisis while best protecting citizens from the spread of the coronavirus. We have created a webpage at shreveportla.gov that details the city of Shreveport's response. This situation is fluid, and the webpage will be updated as we work through this public health emergency for our community. I would like to mention a few things, a few additional changes that we have made. Government Plaza. We are limiting access to Government Plaza to employees only. We encourage citizens to contact city departments by phone. Human Resources are only accepting employment online applications. We are encouraging citizens to pay water bills online, by phone, or via email. Property taxes cannot be paid over the phone. If you must pay bills in person, there is a payment drop box located on the first floor of Government Plaza. The cashier window is closed. SPAR. SPAR recreation centers and facilities are closed effective Monday, today, March 16th, until further notice. Citizens have access to playgrounds and open spaces, but are encouraged to wash hands frequently and exercise with caution. SportTran. Effective Wednesday, March 18th, 2020, all SportTran buses will transition to alternative services. Monday through Friday service will operate an amended schedule. Weekends will remain the same. Shreveport Police Department. The Shreveport Police Complex is limiting access to the public as well. Visitors will only be able to access the building at the patrol desk or in the records division until further notice. All citizens are requested to contact police by phone or email. Officers are foregoing daily roll calls in large groups and will respond to the station only to obtain their vehicles and necessary paperwork to complete their tour of duty. City Courts, and we'll have a judge speak to elaborate on these details, but City Courts is accepting filings. No court hearings will be held until Monday, April 13th. Now, I want to end this with a little bit of good news. Comcast, I want to thank them for their role and what they're doing in our community right now. Comcast is making their Internet Essential Package available for free to all who qualify. This makes it easier for low-income families to work and learn remotely. They are also making their 3,600 hotspots around Shreveport available to Shreveport citizens free of charge. Finally, they are removing data caps for all customers and are suspending disconnects for non-payment.